This is a flashlight. But have you ever seen a flashlight do this? It's measuring the distance to my hand. Let's check out this multifunction flashlight from GODYGA.
Here's everything you get in the box. You get a user manual that has quite a bit of information. You get a USB-C to USB-C charging cable with a handy little wrap. And you get the GODYGA flashlight, rangefinder, golf score counter tool. It's a multifunctional flashlight. It has a really interesting design. The whole body is metal. It has a very strong clip with some rubber jaws on both sides. Now you can clip this like to your cap or your backpack strap, whatever you want. Then you have this dial that will let you go through the settings, and you have these two lenses and the laser measurement tool right here. Now on this side, you can see this is where you can charge it. It's got this little door that pulls down for a USB-C charging port. It's kind of a nice little feature. It doesn't use a rubber cover, but just this little door that slides down. I've turned off the light to make it easier to see the different settings here, and it's always a good idea to put your fingers over these lenses when you press this button to turn on the light, because as you can see, it is defaulted to the flashlight mode and it came on, and if you didn't put your fingers over there, you'd be looking at it, and yeah, it wouldn't be fun. It's like looking into the sun. So as you can see, it just went off. By default, it will turn off in 10 seconds if there's no activity. So again, let's turn that on, press it again to turn off the flashlight. So we're in flashlight mode right now. You can see that. You can see that there's 92% left of the battery charge. And then to use it, it's turned off, but we're going to press the button and it will turn on. And if you hold the button down, it will cycle through the brightness levels. Like you could see there, the three main brightness levels, low, medium, and high. And then in 10 seconds, it will turn off altogether. I wanted to show you that, there we go. When it's off, if you double press, it will go into turbo mode. And that's the brightest level. Turn it off. You can also go into moonlight mode, which is a very low lumens, by holding down on the button when it is off. And then it is in moonlight mode, which is pretty low. So let's turn that off again. All right. And now let's go into the next mode, which is the red light mode, which is good for not losing your night vision. And if you hold down the button, it goes into like an emergency flashing mode. So let's turn that off again.
Let's check out moonlight mode. Looking down my basement stairs, there's the lights are completely off, and there is moonlight mode. And now I am switching between the regular modes, low, medium, and high. We can watch it cycle through those modes. And I'm turning it off, and that is turbo mode. That's the brightest that it can be. And again, switching through the different levels, and then I'm going to show you again here in a second what it's like in the highest level where you have it off and then you double click the light button. Okay, there's turbo mode again, so you can see what it's like in the middle of the night.
All right, and then the next mode is the golf scoring mode. I don't know how to play golf, but if you do, it's kind of nice. You can press it. You can see that it's showing the first 9 holes. Every time you press it, you're recording a stroke. Like so. Let's say you messed up and you really only used 4. You can double click it to go back a stroke. Like that. You can click it once to go forward a stroke. And if you want to get out of this mode, you just triple click. And boom, you're back out. All right, now the GODYGA also has a red beam pointer. Here's the red beam pointer. Press it and you can see that it's a pointer. It's not just a pointer, it is a laser measurement device. So in order to use that, you hold down the button, and now, let's see if you can see it. You can see that I'm now half a foot from the back of the device to my hand, where you see the little red beam dot. If I move my hand, and now it's pointing on the wall, 3.36 feet away from the back of this device. Now you can change it so that it measures from the front of the device. So let's go have some fun and try some different measurements and verify how accurate it is. The red beam is super tiny. You see that right there? That's what it looks like when you're outside in the sunlight. And so when you get really far away, you can't see that. You're gonna need like binoculars. And it's also almost impossible to see the display in the bright sun. I can't see what it says. I get out into a shaded area. Then I can see. But yeah, it doesn't work out really well outside. There's no way that I'm gonna be able to test because I can't see the little red beam all the way back there on the deck railing. I mean, there's no possible way. You can see I've got this tape measure set up. I've got it pulled out to 2 feet and I've got it here against the wall. I have the GODYGA set up here right at the 2-foot mark. So let's zoom in a little bit. Now I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to hold it down. And then I want you to see that there is the red beam dot. And now if we go in and we see what it shows, it's showing it. Let me make sure I've got it right here against the 2-foot mark. And there it's saying 2.00. It's at the 2-foot mark. So now I'm going to move it up to the 1-foot mark. Okay, now it's at the 1-foot mark. And if we zoom into the display, you can see I've got it a little off. I mean, sometimes it'll go between 1 and 1.01. But it is almost right on the money. And there you can see the red dot. So what is my bottom line about the GODYGA multifunction flashlight? Well, I think it's a really cool little multi-tool of a flashlight. It's compact. It's got this built-in little clip, so you can clip it on like a backpack strap or your cap. It's bright enough to see around in your house and probably outdoors. I wouldn't want to use it as my only flashlight camping in the woods or anything like that, but it does have a lot of really cool features. The golfing scorekeeping feature I think is a little gimmicky, but the laser measurement tool, that can really come in handy as long as you're using it indoors. I don't think it works well outdoors, especially if it's a sunny day. Maybe if you're in a garage, it'll work okay. But if you're outside trying to figure out how far away you are from a fence and you are like, super far away, several feet, you're not going to be able to see the dot. But if you're in a room and you want to see how large the room is and other things like that, I think it works really well. It's a cool little flashlight, definitely worth a look if you're interested in interesting flashlights. I'll have the link in the description below. And if this review was helpful to you, hey, I would appreciate you giving me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more flashlight reviews, because I have 3 more light reviews. One's not a flashlight, but it does provide light. I've got 3 more coming up really soon. So be sure and subscribe to see them. And as always, I hope you have a great day.